What's my next statement, Jordan? What's my next statement? It's congruent to. That's the next one. Side QR is congruent. Side ST. Can I mark that on my triangles? It's not like the midpoint. The midpoint, all you have to do is just go or mark it. But I can mark that, right? I can say QR is congruent to ST. What symbol do I use to mark congruent sides? What do I use? What symbol do I use to mark congruent sides? Yeah. Right. There you go. Right. Now what's my last one? Who can give me my random? Right in front of me, girl. What's my last statement? My last given statement. We finished the first two. No, I'm at the last one right here. I'm on the board. I don't know. Read it out. Thank you. Side RS is going to side TU. Then I have to mark that, right? I gotta go to my triangle and mark it. Right? Can I go like this? I mark. You don't see that?
Side.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it takes a minute. Is that good? I marked it. But did I mark it correctly?
No, you have to put two.
Thank you. Don't forget, it's a different side, so it has to have different markings. Right? So I got all my given, and if we follow the order that we had up here, let's mark it. We got a side, and then we have another what? Number 2 in the side, and what's number 3? Is it a side or angle? This is number 3. Are we talking about a side or an angle? This line over this. Thank you, a side.
All right, real quick, sides. 2 letters.
Oh.
With that, that's how you can tell it's a side. An angle will look like either angle A or angle ABC. So either 1 letter or 3 letters. Sides will always be 2 letters. That's how you can tell whether you're dealing with a side or whether you are dealing with an angle. Symbols are different. The number of letters are different. So that can help you if you're struggling to determine is it a side or is it an angle. This will help. Right?
Yeah? No? Maybe? Are we done? Do we have enough information to prove our triangle or congruent?
How many congruences do we have?
Something else. And you can definitely use number 1 to help you out. Right? It says that S is the midpoint of Q to U. Can't really see. Q to U, S is the midpoint. I like that. This is Q to U, right? And it's telling you that this S right here is the midpoint.
I know it's something, if you hold it too long, it deletes it. I don't really know what, if you just hit undo, it'll put it back on there.
Oh, there we go. All right. What can I say? If these two, did you press play already? Did you? All right. If QU is the straight line right here, right, guys? It's highlighted in blue, and S is the midpoint. What can I get from that?
What should be congruent, because you know it's a midpoint?
The
What can I say?
sides. The
Do you know me?
sides,
Which sides?
QS and SU.
So he's saying QS and SU should be congruent. Why?
Because they're split in half. It's just one side split in half.
Very good. Because he said because one side is equal to the other side, split in half by the midpoint.
Right. So that means that side QS is congruent to side SU, right? Am I good there? Are my markings good?
No, why not, Jordan? Why not? You got to have more
It
dashes.
has to have, how many? Three. Thank you. So now, it looks like we have a side,
Three
a side,
however
a
many
side,
givens you have.
on
So
both
if
sides.
you have two givens, then your first two.
S.
See how we had
S.
two givens there?
S.
Here we have one.
There's
two,
no
three.
other
So
way
the first three lines are just copy
to
and paste.
explain that. So we can prove that triangle QRS, here's where we're proving right here, is congruent to triangle SCU. For what reason?
Uh-huh.
But before we did that, I jumped ahead. What was I supposed to write right here?
Oh, wait.
Definition of a. Somebody help me out.
What was the first given? We use that as our hint. Midpoint. Very good. You said it.
Definition of. You know the proofs that we give for our knowledge?
So do you want me to skip forward and get them started on the Alex now? Alright. I gotta share it to them.
I don't think the other class got it. All right, finish the Alex stuff.
We are gonna switch over to Alex for a moment. Okay, let me just open it up and share the assignment with you. Now, I do have to show you how to do the assignment in Alex because it is a little different than just doing it on the pencil. I was gonna say, try turning it off and on.
Is this an assignment? Miss Parker, is this a grade?
Now, this was our practice.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys should be going to where it says proofs homework 123. And I'm going to preview this for you. Just give me a moment because I gotta attach my iPad. Because you know what would be really awesome is if all I had to do was connect directly to the projector, but I can't do that right now because the county's silly. Want my honest opinion. All right. Let's just talk about how this works.
Let's pay attention because it's really simple, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to get frustrated at it.
Okay, so the first three problems are going to be sort of fill in the blanks. Okay, so you need to read the whole line and sort of see what information you are given. So it's saying ST is congruent to, and then I have a blank. This is where I have to fill in my information. But it does tell me the reason is that it was given. So to find my answer, I just look up in the givens, and ST is congruent to what? UT. So I would just type in UT here. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, when you are choosing a reason, you're going to have a whole bunch of them to choose from. You have to look and see, why can I make this statement? So you got to read the whole line. So they're saying RT is congruent to DT, this line. Why am I able to make that statement? Well, look right here. Isn't that the same thing you see right here? Isn't that one of your givens? So your reason here would be given. Does this make sense? Okay, now, you must be doing this on a separate sheet of paper or on your whiteboard. I don't really care which one you choose, but you have to be marking your picture somehow. So either sketch it on paper or sketch it on your whiteboard. Because right now we have two sides congruent. Now, look at line 3. It's saying angle RTS. RTS, this angle right here, is congruent to what angle? By the vertical angles property. Well, where is the vertical angle from here? On its opposite side? Yes? So then I have to state that angle. VTU. Make sure you're doing it in order. T would have to be the middle letter here. And then, now that I've done that, so I have this congruent to this. I have this congruent to this, and this is why you need a marking. And these two angles giving me side angle side. So I scroll down here, that is my reason, and I check it. If you get it right, it will tell you. If you get some of it wrong, it will say partial. You want to go back and try to fix these. So these are the multiple choice type ones. I want to go over a problem like this. Okay, this one is different. It requires you to fill out the entire proof. You guys have to pay attention to how to write it. The givens, you can automatically send. The only thing is you have to also make sure on your separate sheet of paper or whiteboard you are marking BC is congruent to DC. Then you send this one. See how it gives the whole line. Then it's saying AC is congruent to EC. I then have to come up with my own reason next because I'm out of givens. These are the two that you have to look for if you have no hints or no givens left. Does anybody see either vertical angles or reflexive property? I made a mistake in naming anything, or if this is not actually vertical angles, it will tell me. Ready? I'm gonna do it on purpose. It'll tell you this line is incorrect. It will not allow you to put a false statement in. Okay? So, you gotta look and see, did I label it wrong? Once you check it, if it validates, then you can move on to the next statement. Do I have 3 congruences? Yes, I do. Now I can send my proof part down. And in this case, we have a side, and an angle, which is going to be side, angle, side. So I would come over here and say side, angle, side. Validate it. Once it says your proof is complete, that is when you can check it. Okay? This will be your classwork until the end of class. Anything you do not finish is homework, but we will be walking around and helping you guys. So do not just sit there. Everybody has your own problems. You guys should be working. Sometimes the symbols are the issues. Make sure you guys know if you're doing a line segment, you've got to make sure you're using this symbol. If you're doing an angle, you're using this symbol at the beginning. Okay? All right, you guys can get started. Is that you?
Mhm.
Do they know that they sent this upside down?
Can I do that?
I'm working on it. Almost was literally a fun. It's not a,
I just need the grade, that's why.
but it's not hurting. This would hurt you if you don't know how to do it. So do this. guys need help, just raise your hand. Sure thing, or come on up with your computer, whichever one.
Are you on?
You should be just marking the picture.
So draw.
So sketch the picture with the letters, mark it. Everything else can be done on the computer. It's just you're gonna need a visual of the picture. That's why I said you could either do it on paper or the whiteboard.
Too high? Too high. That's enough. Right? I see. Very specific question. All the questions are ordered. That's all right. I can find that out. I know that. I don't need to know. I don't need to know it to the question.
I get you.
Well, that's what you do.
What do you mean?
Like on the verge. Is it telling you? So you can have that. One, when you have side and when you do all this, this is really triangle. So A, C, D, A, B, you know what, it is. It's hard to read over this. Diaries.